Campbell River is celebrated for its stunning west coast scenery, including majestic mountains, ocean views, and lush forests. Yet in the middle of this natural beauty, we encounter deep brokenness, loneliness, and a longing for transformation. My name is Steve Edelman, and I'm the lead pastor at Campbell River Baptist Church. Our vision is equipping people to take their next step with Jesus, transforming our lives and our community. Here's a few stories about what God has been doing in our church and in our city.
I can't imagine what Jesus went through for us to surrender his life and beyond that, crucified, and to go through what he went through, and to sacrifice everything for us. The greatest transformation that I've been able to experience in my life today is having faith in the storm. One of the sermons that was said is it's not about praying for the storm to end. Like I'd mentioned earlier, it's praying for faith, to continue to have faith in the storm. A true test of faith to me is when times are really, really tough. During the course of my wife's sickness, I got seriously betrayed by a number of really close people in my life. And having gone through and was going through this process of living with a person who was terminally ill, it just slammed me to the ground. I believe that it could drive me one of two ways: into the dark or into the light. Darkness is absence of God and fear and resentments and all that stuff, and it hasn't done that to me. What it's done to me is it beat me to the point of surrender, where I got down on my knees and I prayed to God to help me endure the storm. Not for the storm to pass, just to give me strength during the storm. And my friends, Christian and Brett and Lisa and their children are part of my process. Kristen is part of the prayer team at the church. And Kristen goes, "Jim, I'd just like to pray for you." And she put her hand on my shoulder, and I could just feel the love. I truly believe that left to my own devices, I would have been lost. I feel God present in my life so strongly when I surrender.
Like the first time I felt the love of Jesus, we were with my mom in Nanaimo at an apartment. One night, her and her friends were like shooting up with drugs and stuff like that. And I was just in my room crying, screaming, just pleading for help. She called my papa to come pick me up because she couldn't handle my crying. As soon as he picked me up and we were leaving in their car, he said to me that he would never let me go, and it felt so much like God's love. I really feel the presence of God when I worship him, especially at church, like an overwhelming sense of peace and joy, so much so that you can't help but smile when you're like singing and praising God. Not only God is there for me whenever I need him, that he's also given me people that could help me as well. But this church, it's like I really like the community it has. How some days we'll be like, you know what guys, we're doing a picnic after service, and we get to hang out and become one in community with each other. I've definitely found confidence within God. One of my favorite verses is Philippians 4:13, which is, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. I found a lot of strength within that, and it pushed me to do things like join school leadership, which really helped me get out of my shell and helped me make more friends. When I got baptized and stuff in the church, it was cool. After I dunked, I came up, had a very overwhelming sense of peace and joy. A smile couldn't leave my face, just so happy. Then as soon as I came back into the service, this lady, she's like, "I relate a lot to your story, and please pray for me for change as well. It just reached that person, and they really needed to hear something like that. And that's just what God could do, you know?
In my own family and with my wife's family, you kind of felt like a sort of a darkness, or kind of like something wasn't right. Like it didn't feel like God was there as much. Being lonely, just kind of searching for life's meaning. And then I was also struggling with sexual sin, so I didn't really have a way to cope with it. But then I got to a point where I'm like, I need to just explore Christianity and like, see what it has to offer.
As like the truth was becoming clear to me and was going from like my head to my heart, my old lifestyle or desires or sins and whatnot just kind of fell away. I feel like that was the Holy Spirit like moving, and me not really being able to explain it other than it was like a faith and a heart thing.
And over time, it's kind of God's overhauled my life, like friends, family, just how I am.
Here, we felt like very welcomed and have, come to the community like in a time of crisis, and really, we're not judged, we're supported, we're prayed for.
And I'd say people we would just meet are bending over backwards for us. And kind of in crisis, God put the right people around us. So I think, I would just say like we got so much grace and fortune from these people. Sin in the world, it just to me, or sins of my past, it's like it doesn't feel a part of me anymore. My values are a lot different, I would say. Like I really value just putting my wife first and my marriage first and God first.
More direction, more meaning, more peace.
People need transformation. We believe this happens by walking with Christ. So we invite you to take your next step with Jesus. Come as you are and see what God is doing. Everyone is welcome.